I can hear you.
Oh
Hello.
my god, the man himself has
Yeah.
greeted us with his
Yeah.
presence.
How you feeling there, buddy? Right?
What?
I
agree.
am seeing
Oh no.
ease.
What's wrong, man?
Mostly my voice.
Well, we can tell, but is it cold or? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Yeah. Chaos.
I only know swear words from there on.
The only so KORS is what time is it? And there's, I remember I have this weird memory from like I was either middle or high school where this one of the Spanish teachers that had showed us this like video where someone made like a soap opera where they only like all the actors only knew like a little bit of Spanish from third grade, and half of them would just say K or S every time something happened. It was really funny.
What? I was just testing if my microphone is working. I disabled the noise suppression powered by Crisp on Discord.
Mhm.
So if there's like strange noises happening from me, just let me know. So I don't know how that's gonna go. Okay, so I guess everyone's here. We can promptly begin today's session.
Epico.
Yeah, Ash, if you're feeling ill and like you're gonna pass out or something, you don't have to, strain yourself.
Is Ash not okay?
Be good.
You don't sound very good, Chief. You sure?
It's mostly in my throat. A bit of coughing up the lung,
I see.
Mm.
Get closer, please.
I don't have to like. I had to do COVID test stuff, so no work for me today.
No
Okay.
working.
That's at least one positive out of all of this.
Yes.
Last we left off, the party has finally penetrated the precipice of the Wrane city's high and mighty walls. After you've delivered the letter from an old man that you met on your way to Wrane to his son, who seemed to be chairbound, a chair on the wooden wheels as it was. From there on, you've went to the main plaza where, by the lead of Danko, you've found yourselves in City/Merchant Hall. There you've spoke to a number of individuals, and while that was transpiring, Strife as well as Danko stayed outside with the cart, and they realized that there's a gathering of people. They listened on and they've gathered some information about the politics happening within the city of Wrane, or perhaps within the general kingdom of the mixed races. United races. From there, you've regrouped, and after sharing all the information that you could have with the individuals present within the Merchant and Guild Hall, you've then promptly decided to go and find a jeweler's, who you did manage to find, and it was a very old, withered dwarf by the name of Elmnir. Yep, Elmnir. And as you finish doing your dealings with him, trading as well as buying from him, you've exited the jeweler's shop after Danko, who exited first. First of all, Danko, I need you to roll a wisdom check.
Oh yeah, did we roll our 100s?
You can go ahead and do that now.
Hey,
Oh no!
crafty old concha.
What's happened?
It looks like the session is over.
Oh, I rolled 100? Oh,
Yeah, it was a good
wow.
session, guys. I guess
He's
new
gonna
characters
kill
for all of
us.
us.
Yep, I'm
Wow.
already making. I'm already making the new character sheet. Don't even worry about it.
I think it's this thing. And I know I don't have a camera on, but I bought this dice tray. I think it's the power of the dice tray.
Yes, the dice tray is too strong.
And so, okay, yeah, Danko. Wisdom.
Alright, did it?
Strife, now I need you. You've heard Danko say, like, bye as he was leaving. And Danko heads a direction. Now I need you to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Just roll general perception check. And because you have advantage on hearing, you have advantage on that roll.
Oh, thank God.
To see if. Okay. So, Danko headed south.
Okay.
Okay, and then
Hmm.
the rest of you walk out the store. So Ash, Pax, and Thaddeus, you walk out, and as you do, Pax is going to approach you, and he tells you, "I am gonna be off for the time being. I will go and find a cathedral or any such church-like institution. If you ever need me, reach out to me."
Okay.
Right.
I'm not sure whether or not you're a spy at this point, but
I'm just an
take
ordinary
care.
human.
I don't
Uh-huh.
believe that. You
We-
realize that every time you say that, it makes people suspicious of you?
But I am no more than an ordinary human. I swear.
yes.
Stop.
So
Who do you
I.
swear on?
Of course.
I swear on the one I worship.
Oh,
That's a big swear, man.
dang.
That holds a lot of weight.
Thaddeus, you realize that one of his hand is behind his back.
Sure, you do you. Definitely a human.
Definitely. I will take my leave now. Again, if you ever need me, just reach out. I bet you will be able to find me. And then he heads off towards the plaza.
All right. Quite the strange fellow. And that's coming from me. One second.
I don't. What the fuck just happened? We've met this person today?
Yeah. I don't know why
Me too.
we
I
ended up.
don't- Okay. Sure.
Yeah. I think the whole adventuring thing is starting to rub off on us. Just randomly. Grabbing strays.
We need to stop picking things up that we don't need.
Well, honestly, we've lost a few different friends, so it doesn't confuse me that we'd randomly want to add a few more back to the party. You can only talk to Dunkel for so long before you slowly start to go insane. Needs of diversity, you know?
I don't think that
Hmm.
would make us more sane. I just point to Pax.
Good point. But I suppose whenever I mentioned sanity, it wasn't our strong point in the first place. Well,
You're not
anyway.
wrong.
I guess we should find the others.
Right. Hello?
Dunkel.
I would just be like outside still in the cart, but kind of looking out in the direction Oh,
Right.
Oh,
This is for you, and I'll hand you a bag. And it's just coins.
neat. He's
Mo.
going to immediately tie it to his backpack.
We need a place to offset some of this.
Would my character know if banks exist in this world?
Well, in the world, most likely.
Hmm.
Anyway, Dunkel ran off somewhere, and he's going to go buy that stupid, stupid puppet. And I'm not about to let him. Where'd he go?
He's going to point his thumb south in the direction you went and go that way, but I doubt you'll catch him.
And Thaddeus, immediately, it catches your attention that the old dwarf said north.
Well, you know, it'd be better if we went this way, and I'm just gonna start going in the direction I was given. And north.
Do
Okay.
you want to go with the cart?
Probably.
All
I don't
right,
want to walk.
I'll try that.
Alright. Cart mode activated.
Initiating cart.
Ooh.
Brr.
Card goes brr.
Starts Tokyo drifting in the city.
Yes. Some sick modifications you made to this cart, Uncle.
We need to stop letting him do things.
In general. Yeah.
That would be so fucking awesome. Make an iron horse, hell yeah. I call it the engine.
The engine.
Well, the old man's going in the wrong direction for where he wanted to go, I think. Unless my instructions were incorrect. Regardless, it's time to go north. If you would.
Apologies. This city air, I guess I'm not used to it.
Yeah. All those fumes, man.
Yeah. Doesn't
Hmm.
smell very good in here.
Let me just. Okay, so you grab your stuff, you pack yourselves onto the wagon, or the cart, and you begin to head. Remind me again, because I know Ash, you have a horse. Did you have another horse that was pulling the cart, or did you? No, Strife was pulling it.
I do
No, we
believe
had
there
another
was,
horse.
There
We
was
had
a
two
horse
horses.
that was tethered to the.
Oh
cart.
yeah, because you fixed it. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have two horses. So I'm assuming you jump on your horse, and then the rest of, or you, Thaddeus, jump on the wagon.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, and so you begin to head back towards the first bit of the plaza that you've stumbled upon when led by Danko. And you go along the right side of it, and there's again a mass of people, some of them running in a hurry, just trying to get to the destination, crawling through the crowd, while the others trying to stop them and sell them some fresh fruits and vegetables, or maybe fresh bread. There's some pastry shops set up around. Some of them are trying to sell some trinkets and all that, and you see guards walking around, and you see there's two guards that are walking by, and a young girl runs away from her family and walks up to the guards and like knocks on his armor, and the guard turns around, he crouches in front of her, and she pulls out a wildflower from behind her bag that she was holding, hiding from them, and she hands it to the guard, and the guard smiles and grabs it from her, and then like pats her head, slightly messing up her hair, like statically electrifying it, so it's like all in all directions. And she's like laughing, and then she runs back to her family as you go past this scene. You finally get to the edge where the buildings begin to head towards northeast of the city. And there, you begin to notice that the green peaks of whatever lays in the distance grow taller. Now, going back to you, Danko, you headed south and you run past the city hall. As you did, there's plenty of people who just go, "Hey, watch it! What is that?" As you run past people, and they can't seem to notice you as you're wearing your cloak of Elvenkind. And you make your way through the crowds, and finally, you meet the same, much more detailed and smoother pavement that's laid out, but this time there's nobody screaming or shouting for people to stop, as there's no horse train coming round. You go head straight, and this wide piece of main road finally divides the city, and as you see, the left and the right of you is not poor looking, but it's like average, where most of citizens probably preside. Whereas the part of the city that stretches in front of you, you see the bluish buildings with like ornamental designs, a hill that rises up in front of you, and those buildings just up on the high ledge of like a platform built atop of this hill. And you see a not too tall walls, but tall enough as to prevent people from falling over, or perhaps as an additional kind of defense to this particular area of the city. You see this massive staircase that heads up that direction. Do you follow?
This because it's two directions, right? Or is it just one?
So the hill has one massive staircase,
Uh-huh.
but perhaps there's something you may know of a different path. You're familiar with
Okay.
the area.
Wait a minute. Am I getting closer to a place that I don't want to be? Can
No.
Dunkel make a wisdom check? Okay, no. Okay, well then Dunkel will keep following then.
Okay. You go on ahead and you cross this wide piece of road, of the main road, and you begin to head up the stairs. And again, now you see the people that are walking these stairs no longer wear the commoner clothes. You see them wear these tunics and like dresses that are made of this silky and like shiny material, and wearing lots of jewelry, some of them, as they want to represent their higher status among the populace of the city.
Oh yeah, Dunkel's can pickpocket one of them.
Okay, go ahead and roll sleight of hand. With advantage, because you're invisible technically.
Oh, perfect. Sleight of hand.
21. Okay, do you go for the necklace, or do you go for like a purse or somebody's pocket?
Definitely the pockets.
Pockets,
Because that's
okay.
as far as I can reach.
You see a lady in prior mentioned dress with the jewelry, and she's currently speaking to a gentleman like halfway up the stairs. And the gentleman is wearing a nice like white shirt underneath with like big puffy sleeves and this ornamentally designed vest on top of it. And just where the trousers start, you see a slit, which you think immediately pocket. You run up and you reach in and you go ahead and pull out something. And then you continue up the stairs.
Yep.
He didn't even pay mind. What you just found is it's like a gold lined metal, and then there's a material like a pouch sutured to the metal, and it has like 2 hinges.
Oh my.
Okay, and so you begin to head up, and then as you get to the top, we'll go back to the other group. Heading the direction, you see as the towers grow even larger from the view that you get between the buildings. On your way there, you noticed a shop. Mainly you, Thaddeus. And just let me pull up my...
He's got notes.
Yeah, I get to look at my notes. Not here. You see a shop. It doesn't have a name, but inside of it seems to be packed with books and papers, and there's like ink and finely made quills of very rare birds' feathers on the display by the window, as well as the only recognizable symbol that you can see atop the door of this shop is this marking of a hand with an arcane fire coming from its palm.
Stop the cart.
Oh no.
We're going in there.
I stopped the cart.
Good.
Right.
Horse neighs gently as you pull the reins.
I started hop off the cart, dust myself off. I'm going straight to it.
Okay.
I make sure Budo is at least chained to something in the cart, and then I follow.
An error occurred. Great.
What?
Give me a sec. See, you
Hydra.
can't have epic moments because of moments like these.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
I have to restart my game. Oh no. There's an
Why?
error. There's an error. Textures didn't load in.
YouTube's been awfully greedy lately, removing dislike buttons, fucking up Discord bots. Come on, man.
Well, they didn't remove the dislike button. They hit it.
Yeah.
Understandable, but they might as well have removed it. You have to get a
Yeah,
plug
like
into-
I don't understand the point of that.
I'm not gonna like make shit political, but there's a lot of reasons people think they did it that are kind of cringe.
Okay. Are you back, Thaddeus?
I was joking.
Oh,
You said
okay.
an error occurred. I was like, oh shit! I was immersed, and there's an error button.
Okay. So you hop off the cart and then you begin to make your way towards the door. You push the door open, and as you do, I need you to roll a dexterity check.
Yep, sure.
Nothing
Dexterity,
major.
Sure. Is this one? It's a 9. Nothing major, huh?
Okay. As you push the door open, a person walks into you. And as they do, they drop a lot of papers, and one book flies down, and then you hear a bottle of ink falls down, bounces off of a book, and then like rolls on the ground. Luckily, nothing spills or breaks. And then you bounce off of the person's chest, and then like catch yourself 2 feet backwards. And the person begins to speak. Oh, pardon me. I didn't mean to walk into you. I
Does he
take the
look
full
like?
responsibility. You see a green-skinned orc with two tusks coming from his lower jaw. You see him wearing a particularly eye-catching robes, as they are fine and academic-like. There's a white robe with like a dark greenish detailing, as well as he has a pin which looks like
How old does he look?
roll insight check. So the symbol looks like a diamond shield, and within
Oh, wait,
that
that was
shield you see
7.
a open book, and from that open book there's a magic circle emerging with like runes and that.
A 7. I wasn't supposed to have advantage.
7. Hard to tell. Maybe 40, maybe 80.
80. I thought
He's
they
That's
only
pretty
lived.
fucking drastic.
Yeah, I was gonna say most orcs
It's an
don't really
orc.
live past 40.
Do they not?
No, they have a pretty short lifespan. They breed fast and die fast.
But does Strife know?
I don't know if Strife knows that.
This
I
is
guess
the oldest orc you've ever seen in your life.
like
Oh
holy
yeah,
shit.
what the hell? Okay. I'll fix my statement. He's between 20 and like 50. Hard to
Still
pinpoint
on
exactly
the
how
older
old.
side. On the older
So
side.
he's
Okay.
older than me. No, it was my fault. I should have looked before I entered. I got too excited.
Oh, why would
And
that
I'll-
be? Unless he crouches down and begins to pick up the papers.
I'll start to assist him.
Okay.
Just- As I'm like picking up the papers, anything striking?
Roll a perception at this point.
Not investigation.
Oh, okay, investigation if you so choose.
I'm just gonna be like kind of standing over it,
18.
like, making sure no one enters.
What you notice is there's a necklace around his neck, and it's tucked into the clothes, so you cannot see what's at the end of it, or maybe it's just a chain by itself. But also, another thing that catches your eye is he's got a belt with like multiple things attached to it. Some of them are like pens and like quills to write with. There's a book, and on his right hip, the side that he's crouched towards you with, you see a larger book, which kind of resembles the one you perhaps have.
So terribly sorry. I understand that this is a really weird way to meet somebody, but
Oh yeah.
who might you be?
Well, I am a lecturer at the Flayers Academy. My name is Oguk Brightslayer. Pleasure to meet you. And you, excited individual, might be...
I was going to introduce myself as professor, and I realized maybe not. Thaddeus Crick. I can't help but notice the things that you have around you. Have you been doing the arcane for a long time?
A very long time indeed. It would be an understatement to say that I have not been doing it for my whole life. I am currently just, as you can see, shopping for bits and pieces for my research and for my pupils as well. And we finally finish collecting all the items, and he's got all the papers back in his hand, the book in there as well, and he's like just pushing all of it against his body with his left arm as he stands up, and like dusts off his right shoulder on which he was crouching, and then you can see like age slightly getting to him as he's like righting himself up, and there's this like kinda pained face for a second as he. And you, Thaddeus, what was your third? Crick. Well, Mr. Crick,
How
what?
would one?
Yes, go
Sorry, go
ahead.
So,
Beg your pardon.
I
Please.
I haven't met anyone that well. I'll just take out my book.
Oh,
To be honest, you're the first individual I've met that is one friendly and two shares a
Spellcaster.
common interest,
I-
perhaps.
right. Sorry, I'm a little flustered.
That's perfectly fine. We all been there, one day or another.
how would one go about attending one of these lectures?
He looks around, not like suspiciously. He's just checking if perhaps anyone's trying to get into the shop or out of the shop, so to not block the way.
I'll just like step outside and to the side a bit.
Okay, and he gets the idea and he follows and stands in front of you, a few feet away. Mr. Crick, to enroll at the Flayers Academy, you have to be gifted. It's a
Also,
difficult task, but I see you've not been a student of any kind, and yet you brandish a book of arcane with you. May I inquire as to how you've acquired
Also,
such item?
Strife would just go inside, so I'm not like eavesdropping hella hard.
Okay.
It's a bit of a long story. Not really. Just a. It feels sketchy. I came across this during my travels, and I've been
Yes. He's like
Well, I've been
eyeing you
doing-
now, like.
I've been doing independent study. This book was
I see.
mostly incomplete when I found it.
And what you're saying is you have been filling it in by yourself. Did you have
I'd
a teacher,
look a little
perhaps?
bashful about it, and like just open up the book
Okay.
and like flip to like the first 2 pages, like with cantrips and like the first level spells.
Okay. He immediately studies, like, you see his eyes just like going from side to
These-
side.
The cantrips and the first level spells are all written in someone else's handwriting.
Okay.
Like very clearly someone else did it.
So obviously you're only showing him those, so he doesn't see your writing, right?
Yeah. And then I'll like hesitate for a moment and then flip the page to the next set of spells where it's very different handwriting.
And
Yeah.
so that is a very interesting. An individual like yourself, and he like fixes a fold on his forehead, like massages it in a way. It's interesting how most, if not all of your spell, are of cold nature. But nevertheless, as I was asking, did you perhaps have a master who led you his guidance as to which path of the arcane to follow?
No. This was all independent study, as I said. Though I did have a companion of mine teach me a spell. Quite proud of it.
And that companion would be...
I'll just kind of bashfully, like I'm he's one older than me, and two also more experienced in magic than me. So like I have to show respect in some way. I just sort of like make eye contact with Ash.
He
I
follows
don't know
the
if he's back
gaze.
yet.
Did he go somewhere?
Yeah, he said he'd be right back.
Oh.
Hmm.
Ash, you there?
He is not back.
I guess not. Okay, so he's on his horse and he just like gives him a nod, and then he rotates his back towards you. His face back towards you. That's an interesting way. I just hope that you stay out of trouble. Although me saying that, and you see there's a smirk coming onto his face. Would you care to follow me?
Sure. I'll just nod to Ash and like peek in through the door to wherever Strife is pretending to look at stuff.
Okay, yeah, what's Strife doing in there?
He's just browsing for stuff. He has no fucking clue what any of it means because
Yeah.
he doesn't do magic stuff. He doesn't know the components because he literally just like whispers like weird shit under his breath and a curse happens. So
Yeah, nothing there necessarily catches your eye, but you notice
what looks expensive?
Thaddeus. Sorry?
What looks expensive?
What looks expensive? Everything, basically. It's
Ah.
inks, it's papers, it's books, it's components that are used for all sorts of things.
This barbarian looking ass fucking lion perusing the magic store. I'm surprised I haven't like nobody's been like, "Oh, are you okay?"
Yeah, there's just this like older gnome with a white mustache and this single receptacle, like golden receptacle with like golden chain connecting it to his ear, wearing like a black vest, and he's like polishing some kind of it looks like a glass, but it's definitely not meant to be drank from, and he's just like staring at you with these like very thin lips.
Like, is he like actively staring
Yeah,
at me?
he's constantly observing you.
I'm gonna turn around and not face him, but then I'm gonna cast my. I'm gonna blind him for a second.
Okay, does he make any roll?
I don't think so. I think
The
he's just.
DM determines whether the attack roll succeeds the criticism unit.
Oh, it's supposed to be on attack, but like since he's just staring at me, you know,
Okay,
he'll just. Be
He's
blinded
attacking
for a
you
second.
with his eyes. And his
yeah,
judgment.
basically. Go ahead and roll d20 adding your charisma to it.
You suck.
That's
Oh,
how
yeah.
I feel every time I get asked to make a strength check.
I'm not even gonna roll, man. Yeah, nah.
It's supposed to just happen. The only reason it says like if they hit is because they're blinded. It's just they might still hit you. Okay.
It's on the hit, and you're not hitting the man. So you
Well, like
go ahead and turn
no, like
around.
how it's supposed to work is
Yeah.
if an enemy's attacking you, you can blind them for a second so they hopefully miss their attack. The blind happens either way. It's just to see if they will miss.
What happens
Um,
is you
okay.
stand there and you turn around, and there's like this movement of your hand as you do, and then you like look over the guy facing backwards, and all you see is he's just standing there staring still, and then he goes, just blows towards his eye like something was there, but maybe just a dust flying around. Anyway, so you see, as you turn around, and you see Thaddeus as he peeks inside the shop and makes eye contact with you, and he begins to like follow this gentleman that he just met.
I like
Hmm.
look into the store. I see like the weird bit of tension, and I just like flip my book and I put a piece of paper on it and I write a list of supplies that I need. Just very quickly write it all out, and then I'll just hand it to Strife. I'll be back. Don't.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so
Sometimes Jenny fights without me.
he just like writes it quickly on the window and then chucks in a piece of paper and it like floats into the shop and you take a few steps and you grab it from the air.
Okay.
So
I guess I'm doing some shopping right now, but shit, I don't know what it is.
I guess we'll come back to that. Okay, so you begin to follow Ogog, Professor Ogog, and Ash, let's just say Ash stays with the cart.
He's back, by the way.
Oh, are you back, Ash?
But I don't want to stay by the car.
You can choose to
Hi.
follow if you want.
Just a
I am-
recap. There's a wizard that I bumped into,
That
and
is
he's a teacher.
intriguing.
And I'm gonna follow him because he's a professor and he's also older than me, so I have to give him respect.
All right, I
Hmm.
will join in the random following of this old grizzled wizard.
Leaving strife in the magic shop.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
Why do you respect that guy being an old man and not Dunkel as an old man?
Because Dunkel's an idiot.
What?
Magic's not real.
Magic's not real.
Yes, it is, old man.
Probably wisdom behind that.
Okay, and so
hmm,
you follow the Professor Ogog, or Professor Ogog, and he leads you down the way that you were headed, and now the green peaks of the towers and the building finally starts to give way as the buildings finish dividing your vision, and you see the green peaks turning into these like off-white walls and of big institution that's surrounded by a high fence. This is the Flayers Academy. I'm not sure if you were aware of it.
I had heard a few things. I've been in town for a day.
Very
I've been meaning
well.
to come here once things had settled down.
And what is your goal of coming here?
I feel a bit ill-equipped.
Ill-equipped? How?
Like, I don't have enough. Like, I'm not strong enough.
I hope that the arcane greed isn't settling upon you.
In a way, I think it might.
It's just a saying, but there have been plenty who've fallen into their deep desires of what may come or what they can come, to create, to be. I've been a professor for a long time, and I've met plenty of students. Plenty of them were not suitable to become the arcane wielders that we perhaps hoped them to be. But there also were plenty who surprised me in one or more ways than I expected. Especially one. In all actuality, he taught me more than perhaps I taught him. Nevertheless, what is your goal, Thaddeus?
Is Ash following us?
Ash is with you, as I'm aware.
Okay.
yes, I'm like probably 8 feet behind, kind of like not tailing you, but slightly tailing you.
I like look behind to see Ash, and then like I sort of. You see, Thaddeus is normally like super confident in all that he does, even if he's not confident. Sort of looks a little bashful. at like you and then looks behind you at where we came from, and looks to you, the professor, and goes a little quietly, "I just want to protect them."
You see a smile on his face as you now stand in the middle of this, like, kind of triangular area that divides the streets and the buildings from the academy. And there's a moment where he just thinks, well, have you tried enrolling at the academy yet? I know you said it's your first day.
It's first day in the city in general.
I
First
see.
day I heard of it.
Well, you seem like a capable individual, and I bet you could prove it when the trials come around. If you do have a true deep desire of becoming a mage worthy of the United Kingdom of Races, if you so desire to become the one who protects and the one who shields not just those who he may care about, but those who fall upon his guardianship, enroll at the academy and prove yourself. That way, you'll achieve more than what you could on your own.
Thaddeus is at a loss of words. Is just nodding. And when might these trials begin?
At the summer's end, when the first leaves begin to fall, that's when the trials start, the new academic year. In a way, you've lucked out, may I speak plainly. The academic year within the Flayers Academy lasts for 2 years. You've managed to find yourself within the year where the trials are taking place. If it was the past or the next year that you've come here, finally seeking the knowledge and the leadership needed for you to achieve the greater heights, you would have to wait another year. So please do, when the fall arrives, come to Wrane and prove yourself.
Right, and when is it the end of the summer now, or are we getting there?
Yeah, what time of year is it?
So
That's a good
you're
question.
mid-spring.
Ah,
Okay.
I got a season.
Well, we have a time limit now.
You hear this gremlinish voice in the back of your head.
Oh no.
That was unsettling.
Thaddeus isn't gonna enroll as a level 20 with next year.
The only reason for enrolling is to fill my spellbook.
For the time being, I have to beg your pardon now as I have to get back to my studies. And he begins to walk towards the gate. I hope to speak to you once more in the near future, Thaddeus. Mr. And he clearly forgot your surname.
Rick,
Greg.
I look forward to calling you Professor once.
I will look
Once I
forward
begin.
to that day myself. And he nods and then turns around and begins to head through the gate. And now being in this area, you see it's getting late. It's late afternoon at this point. And you see individuals wearing similar attires, but not robes, but just like shirts and trousers that match the same color pattern as his uniform, which is this off-white and then green, like lapels or lapels colors. I just go with that.
And looking at these students,
Yes.
any of them look like they're better than me? Like they know what they're doing more than I would?
Yes. There's not many of them at this hour. But you do see within the gates, there seems to be 3 individuals, and just by looking at them, you can tell that they are mimicking the somatic components of a spell. Like they are revising or like trying to teach one another about a certain spell. And you can see them making these difficult and complex hand gestures that are part of a spell.
Mechanically speaking,
Yes.
can I determine the level, but in game, can I see the complexity of the component?
Go ahead and roll perception check. Or Arcana.
Yeah, well, Arcana is
Gonna be better.
6 higher than that.
Yeah.
Be a 17.
Okay. So let's just go with 17 then. He might be doing a between 3rd and 4th level spell.
A little bit better than me. Thaddeus will just sort of laugh to himself. They've been at this school for a year, and they've determined they're at a level where I reached in a few weeks. They're not that far ahead. And I'll just turn to leave to go to Ash.
Yeah, Ash just a short distance away. He could hear your conversation with the professor, Ogug, the whole time.
Yeah, we started at level 1. It's crazy that like our characters have only known each other for a few months and we're already this strong.
Yeah, trial by fire.
Not even a few months. It's been like a month.
There's a bit of a smile on Ash's face as he sees Thaddeus approach. Well,
Yeah, I've got a season to go. Let's see where this adventure takes us for a few more months, shall we?
sounds like a plan. That was so sweet of you.
I
I overheard
make an
a little
insight.
bit.
Make an insight.
I don't think you can roll lower than that, even if you tried.
Yeah, he's blushing, but he's trying not to.
Ah.
And he's like looking away.
Glad we feel the same way. Alright, back to the magic shop we go.
I wonder if Strive found any of the things on that list.
Yeah, I don't know if we should have left him there alone. But we'll find out.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, before we get to Strive, Danko,
Oh no.
you've made your way up the stairs, and then you begin to look around, and there's a few paths that you can go, and you roughly know which way to go, but you just have to make sure. So go ahead and roll wisdom check again, or intelligence.
At this point, I just rather go away. Oh my
Wisdom,
god.
right. Okay. You feel like the right way is to go straight.
Yes.
Okay, so you go ahead and follow the path straight. The road has narrowed now. It's more like just these streets between the houses.
You know what's even more funnier about this? There's a walking mechanical dog that's just walking along these streets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's just walking on its own, but secretly Dunkel's right there.
Okay, and so this mechanical dog begins to make its way through these posh streets of Upper Wrane. And people are just stepping aside and they're like, "What? What is this? I didn't move in here to see this on my street," a man says from his house. And you follow the path. And you see these houses, and each one gets more and more bougie as you go. And you finally come across this mansion on your left side. And just stumbling upon this, you see the gates are open, and there's like workers walking back and forth, carrying crates and like grain. You hear like glasses hitting each other in one of the crates, probably some kind of wine or perhaps champagne. And you see them carrying all of this to this massive mansion where the doors are open as well, and there's a lot of people. There's like a decorations being set up around the entrance of this mansion, and on the left side of the entrance you see a dragonborn wearing these gold and blue robes, and he's speaking currently to someone in like a sort of a tuxedo, and he seems like he's just waving his hands and like pointing to certain stuff, and then then he like laughs, and you see the other person. As he turns slightly, he has like a notepad or something like that, and then he like writes everything the man says. You don't know what they say because they are a long distance away, but you just see that happening. And then you realize that you've nearly reached the end of the street, and that is not the right street. So you go ahead and turn around.
Wait.
The next path that you choose is the right one, as you follow down, and where the stairs were, you were supposed to take the most right path. And you go around, and then it curves around, and finally you see a building.
This might be it. Dunkel will approach it.
You see this building of a familiar teal and maroon color that you saw while you were on your way to Wrane. A certain merchant that you met was brandishing those colors. And you see two windows flanking a single but like a wider kind of a door.
Dunkel would probably check the sign, but then enter.
So you check the sign, and the sign does say Iranafa's Wondrous Store.
I found it.
And then you go ahead and you push the door, and you just hear ding 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 as the bell is being prickled by the door.
And the shopkeeper sees just a mechanical dog just entering.
We're gonna go back. Okay, Strife. So, first of all, Thaddeus, what's written on the list?
A series of components that seem to have nothing to do with each other. And then at the top of the list is ink and paper, and there's like a value that he wants.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think because certain levels require more. I think it's, I want to say 150 gold worth of ink and paper for the purpose of scribing spells. But it just says ink and paper, 150 gold. And then there's like candles and I had those listed in my head this morning, and I'm trying to remember. It's just components,
Okay.
really.
All right, I could do that.
So, Strife, what is your din?
Well, I'm gonna grab I'm just gonna So how are the components arranged? Is it like you can just like grab vials of each, or like?
Yeah, so there's some of them. So you, on the left side, imagine this massive shelf, right? Like this built-in wooden structure that has bottom is filled with like cupboards that you can open up, and then there's a row of wooden shelves, and then above it there's like glass shelves
Mm-hmm.
or drawers, which you can pull out, and within those drawers you see components and that, and then above it you see those, like, you know, the wine racks, which are like squares but on the undersides.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like that, and in those squares you see there's like papers stuffed in and like scrolls that are empty, all that shebang.
Empty scrolls. Wait, he could make scrolls?
Oh, you need paper to make scrolls, don't you?
Just know, if I'm gonna make scrolls, I'll need more ink.
Okay. I'll get the 150 gold worth of paper and ink, and then also I'm going to just he doesn't know what to do for the components, so he's just gonna grab a little bit of most of them.
Okay, so go ahead and roll Arcana check for me with disadvantage.
Uh,
12.
You know
Not
what?
the
Not
worst.
bad.
Yeah, not the worst.
Considering the list, it's not gonna be difficult.
Okay, so you go ahead and you grab the inks. So did you need just one bottle of ink? Because you said 150 ink and paper. How much of each do you need? I bet
That's just like the total
okay.
value. So like that is up to 3rd level spell scroll, or 3 first level spell scrolls, like that sort of thing.
Hmm.
Unless
Okay.
it's at duration, then it's half. But that is just the rough value.
Okay. So you go ahead and grab the amount of paper that you think is gonna be about that, and then you go ahead and grab the ink, and then you find yourselves dawning over these drawers and shelves of components, and all of it looks like, some of it looks like its name, and some of it doesn't look whatsoever like what it's called.
yeah. Oh no.
And so you just start getting whatever you think is the right stuff. And there's like kind of like a paper bag that you can get, and then like you put the components that you want in those.
Mm-hmm.
So you do that, and then you have everything that you may need.
What is this? The bulk barn of magic?
Basically. And so you grab everything, and then I'm assuming you head to the counter.
Sorry, I'm just picturing a tub
Yeah,
of Eyes of Newt, and there's like a little scoop next to it.
Yeah. So you walk up to the counter, and he finishes polishing his glass object, and he sets it aside. How can I help you? And the second you hear that, you hear also a door open when Ash and Thaddeus walk in.
Yeah, I'll just drop the materials in front of him on the desk and say, yeah, all of this is going on him. I'm gonna point towards Thaddeus.
I'll just walk up to the counter. I'll go through the list of like components that are in that bag. Like, don't need that. Yep, need that, not this.
Yeah, there's some stuff that Strife picked up that's questionable. Like there's dried butterfly wings. There's a clipping of nail, you don't know what sort. There's a leg of a chick. A dried leg of a chick. You don't know what that might be for.
Snack.
I'm just gonna put these
Snack.
back, and like I go through the things. Like I'm missing 3 things, and I'll quickly pick it up.
Very well.
Alright, I'll start looking around to see if there's any magical items that catch my eye, other than like components and such.
Okay. Would you like to roll a perception for me?
Oh no. Alright,
Making us roll all our weaknesses today.
9.
Perception. Or perception. You look around and it's just a vast amount. It's you know when you come across one of these stores that you never thought existed, and then you walk in and you're just amazed by everything and literally anything.
Yes.
It's one of those instances where you're just like a child in a toy store. Like you want to check
Ooh.
everything, so you can't really place your mind on one object.
Okay.
But there's one thing that would catch your eye, and Thaddeus notices as well as you come back to the counter with the rest of your items. On the back wall of the similar, like the wine shelves, the squares, behind the cleric, they are smaller, but there's one scroll in particular that's there, and it seems like it's been used. And it, just from looking on it as it's rolled up, it seems like there's been stuff written on it.
Ooh.
I believe that is most of the things I'm after. How are you, good sir?
I am very well, thank you, and how are you, my dear individual?
I'd say fantastic.
Oh, that is
I couldn't help
always...
but notice,
Yes.
and I'll just point, that, scroll back there.
Yes. How may you be interested in it?
What might it be?
Well, it is a spell scroll. I haven't looked at it myself personally, and yet, I'm afraid to say it is not for purchase.
Really?
Hmm.
Indeed.
If only we had Dunkel here.
Steal it.
Nah.
No, I'll not just steal it with magic, which is the issue. Any particular reason why?
It is merely a placeholder. We are not owners or thereby sellers of the said item. We are merely just holding it for someone else who's already made arrangements to pick it up. But it appears that they have been late for the delivery date.
Hmm.
And is there a way to, I don't know, perhaps purchase it in their stead? I mean, they're late. Clearly, it's not of importance to them.
He looks back at and then he like crouches down, and no, he's short, right? He's a gnome. He's definitely standing on something behind the counter, which you cannot see. And he leans forward on it and just like, just literally like I am doing right now, like literally looking at you from down below. I presume you could possibly buy it if you were to wait for a duration of a week or so.
Well, I'm interested. Perhaps I'll return in a week just to peruse the wares later.
Very well, my dear individual. If it's still here and it hasn't been collected by the one who I further mentioned, I shall make such arrangement with you.
Excellent. Well, I believe this is all that I'm after. Anything that you two are interested in?
Nope.
Everything.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm mesmerized, honestly.
Okay, so Thaddeus.
So the value of the components is based off of the other thing. so you would DM what these components are for. So you could determine the price based off that, and then 150 gold for the ink and paper.
It's first level spell. Is it abjuration?
Yes.
Then how much was it? 50 gold? Or halved? I don't remember what it was.
It's 25 gold per spell level of
Okay.
abjuration.
Yeah, so let's say 160 gold pieces for everything. But, so he gives you the price. Well, that would be 160 gold pieces. But may I see your arcane badge?
Ah,
I'm sorry?
crap. We
The
forgot.
arcane badge.
I
The
ripped it out.
symbol that's visible at the front of the store.
I kind of quickly, let's just walk outside to go look at it.
Okay.
I'm gonna whisper. I'm gonna whisper in his ear. Illusion spell. Illusion spell. Illusion spell.
Hmm.
You
God.
prestidigitated harder stuff.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
we
issue
have.
is that it's magic.
And the guards can sense it, and
And
they
it's a
flock
magic
to
shop.
it. This is like the hot spot of town.
Ugh. Unfortunately,
I mean, if he tries to read through it, I could just blind him for a second. I mean,
no, I'm not. I'm not going to take the risk.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this was all to prepare for my enrollment. I'm speaking with the professor outside just a moment ago.
I did see that, indeed.
Most of this is for studying and just to get into the academy as a formality.
I see.
But if you don't, if you have a rule, I suppose I'll have to study some other way.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Yep, real good at this. You.
No!
I am sorry to say, but I will not be able to sell you any of these goods without a arcane badge. Apologies, my individual.
Just sigh.
So, can
joy
I
has
can I
been
add on to
drained.
this? Like, I want to speak to him. So, no caster, no spellcaster at all in the city is allowed to get magical components or whatever without going by, what is it called again? The academy.
The Flayers Academy, you may perhaps mean?
Yeah. So you're telling me no spellcasters can get any of their magical anythings in the city without going by the academy first.
You speak of those spellcasters like they are common folk. Nobody without arcane. What did I name it?
An arcane badge.
Badge.
No.
Nobody
Um,
without arcane badge or Flayer's affiliation can purchase any such goods.
Yeah, but there's plenty of casters that come in here that don't have, like this is our first time in Wrane. We've bought in these goods everywhere else though.
Well, then I apologize for your misinformation, but Wrane has particular rules when it comes to these things, and I am not allowed to sell any components to those who do not belong to the institution of the arcane.
Does that hurt your business?
I could lose my job at worst. No, at best, apologies.
Ah. I see.
I wish I had the desire to lie.
One
I
sec.
feel like I should just
My apologies about that.
So, dokey.
Well, is there anything that does not require the badge to buy here?
Go ahead and roll persuasion yourself. If he's gonna give you a pass on something.
Alright. I mean, how would you...
I presume I could spare some paper and ink.
Okay, that would be wonderful for my astute friend. I mean, how else is a budding student supposed to get anywhere without simple writing instruments?
I mean, we can do without the components. The ink and paper is just something you can get anywhere.
Just convenient. You're already at the store.
Alright, how much is just the ink and paper?
And he like goes through it, counts the amount of sheets, and then checks the bottle. That would be 125 gold pieces.
I'll cough it up.
And then he takes the components and he like slides them to the side and then leaves the papers and the ink in front of you.
At 125, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll set 10 platinum and 25 gold.
Okay. He takes it and stashes it in one of the drawers underneath the counter. Thank you very much for purchasing these items today. When you... And he, like, adjusts his receptacle, the single one on his right eye, and, like, eyes you for a second, Thaddeus. When you choose to come back, and you have affiliation within the Flayers Academy, I'll be more than happy to welcome you as my proper customer.
I appreciate your mercy.
It's been wonderful meeting you, individual.
Likewise, individual.
Oh
How
no.
politically correct of you.
That
He's onto something.
disappear.
I'll give him a nod and I'll go.
Okay.
I'll just look at my list and go, majority of these items are household items I could get at a wares store. Candles. Acid might be a bit difficult to come by, but I assume Dunkel will be fine. Securing that, let's be honest, he probably has vials of it right now.
How'd you know?
Ice I can provide. Poison. I don't know why I wrote this on the list. It's not what I needed.
You were just grabbing poison.
Hey, you have the cup. What do
I
you
had a
got?
mistranslation when I was looking at the spell. Regardless, everything can be. Well, where I'm from, there was someone who we would refer to as MacGyver, and we could MacGyver the rest of these things just fine.
Ah,
It was just convenient that it was all in one shop.
definitely.
Hmm.
Sadly, I did not find any Gems with teardrops inside of them.
I'm sorry?
What?
Right.
Yes.
Or you have a reason for that?
Perfect.
Tasks failed successfully.
Okay, so where are you headed now then? The opposite direction?
Yeah, we're going south where Strife said Dunkel went off to.
Yep.
But that will be probably an hour at least. So Dunkel, go ham with your shopping.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, so Danko, you push the door open and
There's a little voice inside your head, Dunkel, right now that says, if you buy that fucking puppet, it will be destroyed if I see it.
I'm going senile.
I'm going crazy.
These voices are talking again.
okay, so you
Don't you fucking dare.
enter the store and immediately it hits you that this is a very luxurious place. The wood itself is probably coming from, without any specifics, a if not rare, a valuable tree, and it lines the whole of the floor of this place. And then you see it's like a long-ish hallway that then opens up into like a rounder shape. And there at the back of the store, you see a wall that divides the customer side of the store as well as the back side of like workplace. And then in the middle, at the end of this beautifully laid out red carpet that leads from the very entrance to the desk in the middle. And behind there, you see the same ginger-headed goblin girl behind it that you saw when you met Irvin for the first time. And
Dungle will uncloak himself. Begin
Okay.
to walk this path.
so what happens is, the door opens, there's only a mechanical dog coming in, and then you just hear, "Good eve." And then suddenly you appear as you take off the cloak. Well, not appear, you just like suddenly show
His
in the
head
frame.
just like-
And she's like, "Oh, good afternoon, good evening. How can I help you?"
I'm looking for an item.
Okay, very
Um,
well. What
so-
item are you specifically looking for?
We spoke before while you were on a trail back here.
She
You were on some like weird epileptic trip. It was crazy. I'm looking for a doll.
a doll.
One that acts.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Vista.
Vista. Have you hit your head somewhere on the way?
Nope. I know where I'm at.
Okay, that's good to know. And so you're literally speaking to her while by the entrance. So there's like 40 feet of the store in front of you. And you're just shouting across it to the girl behind the counter, behind the desk. And so as you begin to walk closer, you notice on each side of you, there are these pillars, and each of the pillars, again, just like with the jewelers, they are encased in like a glass square, and inside each one of those square podiums, there's an item within it.
Dunkel's like observing each one.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception.
It's my perception. Oh, first thing. Let's go.
5.
Yes.
Let's go.
You start to look around, but the second you look to your left and want to check out the first item that's in one of those pedestals, you immediately notice the doll is right there, sitting
You-
on that desk.
Ooh, there it is. There it is. That's it.
And you begin to waddle your way towards the desk. Did you want to buy this doll?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the one that acts like a servant, right?
I guess we did meet on the way here. I am so sorry, I do not remember. Yes, this is the talking doll. Did you want a trial of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then she's gonna pat the doll on the back, and you see as the doll doesn't move, it just a mouth opens up, and it goes, "Yes, I like it."
I hate that so much.
So it is in a. Where is it? Oh, confused. Can I do other things?
Yes. So, and she grabs the doll. You can set it up to activate whenever somebody passes by, or whenever somebody does an action. Like, for example, and she waves her hand in front of the doll, and the doll says, "Hello." You can also teach her a couple of phrases, which the doll will repeat. Perhaps timed or triggered by a certain phrase or such.
So it's a response bot.
A response what? Sorry?
A sort of mechanism that responds to an outside action.
You could put it that way, yes.
Do you have other things that are similar to stuff like probably something a little bit more complicated?
Hmm. And she starts looking at each one of those items, and then, well, if you're looking for purely mechanical item, then I'm assuming that would interest you. And she steps around the desk, and then she walks up to one of those pedestals, and she points to it, and you see a copper amulet, and you see these interlocking gears that are sticking from the side of it.
Ooh, what's that one? It's made out of copper.
Well, let's just say that when you use it, you don't have to worry about being too precise. It's mostly for, let's just say, combat, but it is what it is.
How much?
That one would be 110 gold pieces.
Okay, put it in the shopping cart.
Okay.
Heck
Okay.
yeah.
And so
Okay.
she's gonna walk back to the desk without taking anything from the casing, and then you see her take a like a piece of paper with like all the documentation, and then she like signs it. Okay, and what about the doll? Were you interested in that as well?
Sure. If it acts as if like I could have it do daily activities.
Well, it cannot perform any actions.
And then your fault. I was promised that it was able to act as if. Never mind.
So you do not want the
Oh.
talking boy anymore.
No.
Okay, very well. And then she grabs the boy by the armpits and starts sliding him. And as she does, you hear, "Aha, that tickles!" And she moves it and sets it aside. Okay, so just and she checks the name just to get it right. Clockwork amulet, yes?
Yep.
And then she signs it, and then she turns the paper around towards you and slide it and gives you a quilt. If you could, please.
Sure. He'll grab the quill and
Now,
write
does
down.
Dunkel know how to write Vista Dunkel?
Not in Dwarven, but you'll write it in Draconic.
Okay. It's more than
Does he,
fine.
sorry, does he write brave idiot in Draconic?
He doesn't write brave idiot. He writes the
The literal
It's
meaning.
like
yes, like letter by letter.
Okay, so you sign the document and then she grabs it back and then you give her the money, I'm assuming.
Yes, I give her 11 platinum pieces.
Okay. And so she grabs the platinum pieces, stores them away, and then takes a bunch of keys and then walks around to the pedestal and then she crouches behind it. And before you hear the keys doing anything, there's this there's a sound just like and then you hear and then she like opens the window back towards her and then she pulls out the item and then walks up to you. Did you want a nice packaging for it?
Nah,
No. And then she
I'll
just
just right now.
yeah, she just hands it to you and then she goes back and closes it.
Don't go do a quick investigation. She's doing this sort of unlocking and locking.
Yeah, sure.
So the clockwork amulet is you just get a 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you can't really tell. Like, she's definitely doing something, but the pedestal is in the way. You cannot see her hands or any emotions in there.
Is the shopkeeper here today?
Mr. Oh, why do I call him Mr.? Irvin. Irvin Iranafa. Yes, he's busy currently.
Hmm.
Do you have a query with him?
No, I just wanted to introduce myself.
Well, I'm afraid to say it, but I don't think it's going to be possible today.
That is fine. Is there any other mechanisms like this you have around here? I'll just observe them all.
That is all we have at the moment, but if you wanted to check out the rest of the items, go ahead.
Sure, I will.
Okay, so again, I guess you're taking your time.
I am.
So before I explain to you what you see, the rest of you are making your way. And obviously, it's been taking place about the same time. So you get to about the large road with the big stairs. Do you just go in blindly? Do you just head wherever, or are you gonna be trying to figure out how to get to the store?
Well,
There are multiple ways we can go about this. We can have someone ask for directions. We could have someone look around. Let's have someone track Dunkel's footprints.
nah.
would I memorize the smell at all, or would Budo remember his smell at all?
I would say
You know how like
yeah.
dogs are used to like
Yeah.
follow. Yeah. Could I like could either me or Budo follow that or like work together?
Well, he won't give you advantage, but yeah, you can roll perception.
On both of us?
Yeah, for the smell.
Or just okay. Alright, so
Then-
his is a d20 plus 5. Actually, does his character sheet just have it? Hold on, 2 seconds.
You should be able to.
Just roll it on his sheet. Okay, well he got a 21, and then because I have advantage on smell and hearing based perception, I got an 8.
No.
There's too much perfume in this area.
True.
Yeah, hits your nose hard, but Budo being lower to the ground, he manages to sniff out Danko's scent and he begins to lead you up the stairs.
Epic.
Okay,
Alright.
so Danko, while you browse around, you see. So you know the doll, you've taken the amulet, and then so on the desk next to where the doll was, there was a couple more items. There was the jar of like 10 beads with what looks to be like liquid inside. and then oh, so additional 2 items after that one, and then the same items that you saw that you were presented by Irvin when you met him on the road, which is these 2 orbs. One of them is currently showing sun that's behind the clouds, similar to what the weather is like outside. And then the other one is this gunmetal silver ball with this green dot on top of it. And then you go ahead and look around the store for through these pedestals. So you see first one, it's a necklace of sort, and it looks like a paw, with a bare paw with claws facing down, and then on top of the paw you see there's a gem, faintly purplish in color. And then you follow that and you find there's like a mannequin head, and on the head there's a band that goes around it, and it's very ornately designed. And then finally you find the last pedestal, which has the biggest casing of them all, as in tall, because it brands a cloak of like dark green color with brownish inside, and it comes to 2 points on the sides of it, as well as it has a hood that's very pointy as well.
Thaddeus might like that one, actually.
Okay, and that's when you come around, guys, and you see Danko through the window as he's looking at this cloak.
Alright. The whole time we were on the road, I was looking in dark alleys, just in case.
Okay. Roll perception
Trying
for
to-
that.
Alright. Trying to find the underbelly bits of town. Perception, please. No! That one!
The perfume is burning your eyes.
Yeah.
Fucking rich folk.
Thaddeus is like spraying perfume and it got into your eyes.
Just fall into the back of the cart. Just.
I don't see what the problem is. Both of you seem to be having some trouble.
It's a day. Ugh.
It's the smell of rich people.
True.
Ooh.
I guess I need to get accustomed to it. My voice broke for a moment.
Your mic went funny.
Any better?
Yeah.
Nope.
No?
Oh.
I thought it did.
Ah.
It's better.
Hello?
You know?
Hello? I am under the water. Please help me.
Yeah, well, I guess we're going in.
Hey. Same thing. The doorbell jingles as you push the door open. Push. Can never say that right. And there you see Danko. And there you, Danko, see the party.
They're finally here.
You know, you're a lot easier to track than we thought.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta find a way to improve that. Probably mask my
I'm
scent.
sure you will.
Mm-hmm. Wait,
Kind of hard to mask that.
this?
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Anyway, dare I ask what you've purchased?
ooh, I purchased this. And he shows off the necklace. It's a copper necklace.
And strive, you immediately can hear a gentle ticking sound from inside the thing.
It's made out of copper. I like it.
I'm gonna question him. I'm gonna say, is it made out of only copper, or is there other stuff inside of it?
I don't know.
I'm gonna walk up to him and gently put it against my ear.
Okay, still just louder, same thing. Just
This has a mechanism in it.
Oh, I gotta check it out then.
Maybe you got scammed. Maybe it's hollow.
You want me to check it out right now?
Anyway, are there any like names
Sure.
or descriptions that go along with like these items,
nope,
or is it just display cases?
just display cases.
So what exactly are you looking at now?
Just different mechanisms here. Getting a bigger understanding of how people make things. Probably incorporate my own thoughts on them.
Right.
That sounds
Well.
useful. Man, perfume.
Perfume? What perfume?
You can't smell it?
Mm,
Apparently it is rich people.
Oh, have you noticed?
Yeah, we're surrounded.
Make it sound like they're going to gut you.
Yeah,
Well,
they do worse.
aren't they the high-ranking members of...
In a way,
Oh, yes.
though a false sense of higher up.
Mm-hmm.
So, do they tell you what to do all the time?
Yep.
And assign you jobs and basically rule over you? Or
In a way.
people in general?
Wait, who are those people again?
The rich folk don't necessarily have anything to do with the ability to make you do these things, but they have money. They like to think that because they have it, they're better.
So they don't just randomly order you or assign you jobs here, at least.
Well, they do, just they don't have any power to enforce that.
Ah!
I'm rich, therefore you must do as I say. Kindly go fuck yourself. It's usually
I would
how
say
it goes.
harshly.
And you don't get gutted if you say no.
Well, it depends on the person.
Okay.
Some of them might take offense. Hire people to beat you up, make you learn your place. This is too deep for where we are currently. What is this over here? I'm just gonna walk over to a display case.
Okay. Roll a d4.
Yeah, alright.
Three. You walk up to the mannequin's head with this headpiece on top of it.
What's the headpiece look like?
It's a metal like brace around the head that doesn't clamp completely. It's open. And there's these like nice spiky designs, a very gentle ones at the end of it where it's supposed to connect but doesn't. And then it's very nicely designed with like elvish, I guess like tribal engraving.
And I'm assuming there's no price tag.
There is none.
You know,
Okay, okay, I'm gonna give the price tags. Okay, the price tag on that one is 1,199 gold pieces.
Oh! Oh!
1,151.
I'll just sort of like look from left to right, like just sort of inspect it as best I can. I have a feeling someone will want this. Excuse me, what is this?
Oh, hello. I didn't want to interrupt your conversation.
When you heard that?
Understandable.
This is a headband of comprehending languages.
1,200 gold.
Sounds fair.
So might I make a guess at what it does?
I
It
please
allows
do.
you to read and write? Rather, read. Probably not write. Read all languages?
Well, you're quite
Probably
close.
makes
It's
learning a
not
language
just
really close.
read. You can understand all the languages spoken to you. You could imagine that it's quite important when you go about dealing with important people all around Aguira.
I'll walk up to another display case.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna keep that one in mind for now, though.
Uncle would be the one occupying the cape.
Okay. So you walk up to the one next to it, or like slightly distance away, but the one in the order next in the order. And you see the same like bare paw with like connected fingers and claws sticking out of them, and then there's this gem in the middle of it. That would be the insignia of claws.
Go on.
Well, it basically makes you more potent when not wielding a weapon.
And the price tag on this?
And
Oh.
she points down to the price, and it's 750 gold pieces.
Oh!
Take my money. Take my money right now. Take my money. I'm literally going to put fucking literally like 70 fucking platinum, 50 gold on the table right now.
Yeah, I can just see Stripe
Yeah,
like.
I like as soon as you started describing, I was like, and it's for Strife.
And
Yeah,
it's
there's a
delicious.
shift in perspective, and suddenly, out of nowhere, the whole place is like enveloped in shadow, except for Strife in being in the spotlight by the desk, and just like, give me there, give me, take my body, take my body. Hey, I will get the papers ready. Before that, would you like me to explain the last one?
Yes,
ahead.
please.
And she
Please.
walks up to the cape that Danko's currently admiring. This is the Cloak of Elvenkind. It
Oh.
allows you to
That's
pass
so funny.
quite seemingly within crowded places, perhaps.
And what's the price tag?
880 gold pieces.
Right, so there are two items that I think might be purchased. One for sure.
Yeah.
So, Strife, go ahead. As you were. Slamming the desk and all that.
Okay, as that happens, you see as one of the doors at the back of the place open up, and you hear clattering of hooves on the wooden floor as a man emerges, and you see the smartly clothed individual with short hair and big sideburns and a goatee, and you see these tiny receptacles hanging barely on the end of his nose. Oh, what is this commotion over here? Maya, what is this? Are you bothering our customers again? Oh, no, Mr. Zomanus, I would never do such a thing, sir. Well then, what's happening? You have a customer waiting at you by the desk. Get to it. Okay, I'm getting to it. And like she starts walking towards the desk. And she gets the papers ready. And while that's happening, Zomanus walks up and he like places his hand over the other. So, how are we doing today, customers? So,
Show me more.
At the moment, that is all we have currently. Irvin, our master smith and master enchanter, he's currently taking care of some rather urgent requests.
Oh, you have your own mastersmith and enchanter?
Oh, yes, Mr. Irvin Uranafa himself.
Whoa,
Amazing.
this place is nice.
Oh, it is the most magnificent magic shop within the United Races. You can never find a better deal on any of such magnificent items. I cannot tell you enough. I cannot tell you enough of how great and how much attention Mr. Irvin has placed upon every and single one of these items.
I like how we didn't even like try to identify the item for me. I'm just like, I need it.
It's fine. It was definitely designed for you.
Yeah, I trust that passion would balance it.
Okay, and so you... She signs the paper, you sign the paper, and you... So you pay 750 gold pieces?
Yep,
Okay, so make sure to mark that down.
I will.
And so you get the insignia of claws, a necklace.
Rich people.
Sorry, dog, you're not getting your armor
We
that
are.
soon.
Out of curiosity, Ash and Strife, what is your gold balance?
What is my what?
Gold balance.
I still have to mark it down, but I should still have several hundred gold. I mainly just used up all of my platinum.
And Ash, what do you got?
Well, so every 10 platinum is 100 gold,
1,000.
correct?
Oh yeah, 100. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have 80 platinum on me. I was just gonna use 70 of it and then 50 gold pieces.
I have 339 gold, 1,671 silver pieces, and 127 platinum pieces.
So about that circlet that you should probably have.
So I can understand everyone.
Yeah, as
That's-
the resident
Yeah.
Yeah,
Charisma
communicator.
mains.
communicator. As long as I can tell what they're saying, I can talk my way out of it. That's a wonderful idea, actually. Is going to cost a lot, though.
Well, did you have anything else you planned to buy?
Suppose not. Some good food. Or I kind of wanted to bury Cinder for a brief moment.
I just want to remind you that the amount of gold pieces and silver will do that several times over.
True.
Platinum
the
alone
silver-
is enough to cover for it.
Silver matches really well with the red. Alright. Yes. The circlet.
And right now Zamanas is the closest to you. Yes, about the circlet.
Yes, I'm a diplomat by trade, and this would be wonderful.
Oh, I assure you, you will be the most convincing man walking this plane. So,
I'm really trying to sell it to you.
Already is.
should I get Maya to get it ready for you?
Yes.
Oh, very well. Maya, darling, come over here. If you could grab this circlet for the lovely gentleman over here, I would much appreciate that, darling. And she walks up, and you can literally see her being done with his bossing her around. She like rolls her eyes.
I like make eye contact with Maya and go like, this fucking guy.
And you just see the eye contact being
Reciprocated?
reciprocated. There we go. Thank you. And she walks up, and again you hear the jingle of the keys, and before that there's And then the glass
Jungle.
opens.
Dunkel is observing every time she opens it.
Okay, so she did it twice. Roll your perception twice.
Can I make an Arcana based off that?
Sure.
I'm only interested in magic, to be completely honest.
Nah, you don't see none of it.
This
Okay, 18.
fucking- Now I get it.
Magic
Uh,
block.
You are almost certain that each one of these items is encased within a magically enchanted case that you don't know what it will do when triggered, but it's definitely there to protect whatever is inside.
Fucking
What
wood.
was?
I wonder what spell was enchanted with it.
Mm.
I don't know anything of the sort. But how much were you wanting for that circlet?
So the circlet would run you 1,199 gold pieces.
I'll put 9 platinum and 9 gold down. Make it 1,100 for my friend. I'll cover the 99.
Aw. I was about to say, I only had platinum, and 110 of it. So,
I'm gonna tell you right now,
Fine.
subtracting 70 platinum feels kind of surreal.
yeah,
I have 420 gold now. I didn't mean to do that.
420.
Nice.
Oh no.
420
go.
10
Well,
plat.
I'm putting down 110 platinum pieces.
110 platinum. Okay.
What? Wait, how did you have that much platinum?
He's been saving his money.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a lot of platinum.
Holding it for a while.
To Dunkel's pocket.
Zomanos looks at the money as he's there.
I covered
On your
the
side.
99.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine then. Well, a happy customer is a happy business. Thanks to your patronage, Mr. Irvin is going to be able to present even more such amazing items that you've just purchased. Just think of all the possibilities. And perhaps you have some plans for the items already. Why don't you make a booking for a enchanting or a preparation of a magic item itself?
I have
What?
an idea.
Well,
Only in the process of it myself.
this is an amazing.
Well,
That is
then-
an amazing opportunity.
If you were interested in enchanting, whether it be through yourself or perhaps with a help of someone who knows how to do, or just with the means of somebody else's, like Iranafa here, I'm certain that he would be more than glad to help you with that.
Yeah. By the way, while I have your attention, before I complete this purchase,
Of
could I
course.
have your autograph?
Oh, my autograph. Wow, that
You're really trying to sweeten the deal.
certainly makes me feel. Okay. Where should I write it for you?
I'll produce a piece of paper.
It's
Okay.
right here.
Oh, yeah, very well. And he writes his name, Zomanus, and it's like there's this like a swirl, with an attitude at the end. And who do I write it to?
Asher Drake Warden. Yes.
To Asher Drakewarden. There you go. I hope that you'll keep it safe. I bet it will be invaluable at some point in your life.
Yes, I'm sure it will be. Thank you.
Thaddeus has turned full around and is taken off his glasses. And is just face palming in a way of no fucking way.
You gather that he's kind of full of himself.
Oh yeah.
I think I gathered that. I wasn't even here the whole time.
Well,
Oh,
with that
fuck.
said, is there anything else that we could help you with? And again, and this time, a door on the opposite side of the room opens, and you see Irvin emerges, the same half-elf that you met on the road, but slightly dirtied up, and he's wearing like thicker leather gloves. And what is all this commotion about? Oh, hello, y'all. How have you all been?
Good.
That's definitely good to hear. What about the rest of ya?
A little shell shocked, to be completely honest. It's been a
You're shocked by
day.
what?
You know, it's probably not important. A lot of things.
Oh,
It's a
fair
pleasure.
enough. I will not
It's a pleasure.
inquire.
It's a pleasure to see you again, though I have not had my pot bring the mushroom to life quite yet.
Well, I'm certain that it will, and likewise, it's a pleasure to see you all again, and as I said, you should come and visit, and so you did. You all were
Yes,
amazing,
Returning customers.
and I hope you will continue to.
In regards to enchanting,
Yeah,
with the assistance, is there a way, or I guess a booking? A day that you're free?
I can certainly book you for a certain day, and, I hope... Well, first of all, what is it that you would like to have enchanted?
It's a personal project. I'd like to keep a little secret for the time being, though I'll definitely fill you in on the details. It's a bit of magic.
Very well. Let me just tell you this. How about we make a short appointment for, let's say tomorrow morning, if you're free?
Sure.
Okay, very well. So with that said, I will book you in, and then you just come in, we can have a chat, discuss what you want to have done, and, at some point, we will be able to get to it.
All right. My first time doing such a thing, so I believe expertise
Ha.
would be better.
I'll lead you through the whole process, don't you worry.
Dunkel's narrow eyeing right now.
Yes, someone that believes in magic would be a great addition.
And what was the necessity of the such pronunciation of said word magic?
I just make eye contact with them.
Dunkel is
Sorry,
like,
it was just a something stuck in my throat. Sorry.
Oh, fair enough. Well, Yao, that was a lovely chat. I know it was short but sweet. I gotta get back to work. So if you excuse me, and again, it was a pleasure to see you all again. You take care.
Likewise.
He turns around and walks back into his, I guess, study or workshop. And as he opens the door, you can see a gentle smoke billows from below, and he's like, shit! And just walks in and slams the door behind him.
I forgot what this item did.
I'm just gonna post in general. This is literally what I did to that fucking guy as soon as I heard that.
The clockwork amulet, it gives you a 10, so you don't.
What is that, bro?
Excuse me, sir.
I think it's on attacks.
Wait, what?
So the clockwork amulet gives you a 10 instead of a d20. You just get a 10 flat out on attack rolls.
Oh, it's just a pocket.
I think it's once per day.
Oracle.
Wait, so how does his weapon work? Or his amulet, my bad?
So once a day, I think it's been a while. Once a day, you can get a 10 on a d20 instead of rolling.
Oh.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
I mean, that's average. I mean, yeah, if you
Yeah.
don't want to, like, miserably fail something, that's nice.
Like if something's still alive and it needs to die this round, be like, yeah, that's a 10 plus 7 or 8. Whatever
Yeah.
the fuck your bonus is.
We never know what the magic does.
Okay, and
Just
so... is there anything else that we could help you with? Maya here is definitely one to hear you out.
I kind of want a better description of what my item does.
I'll take a better look at it later. If
Okay.
You unsatisfied?
No, I have a
believe
feeling
that
he'll be
is-
satisfied.
I believe that's all of it.
Well, then, again, thank you for your purchases made today. It will go to a great cause.
What cause?
Come on.
The further development of the store, of course.
And
Mm,
his wallet. All right.
Right.
I'll better
well,
get to my office. Maya, see the customers out. Thank you, darling. And he's going back to his office. And like you can see the brisk pace after your comment.
Counting as money.
all right, Mr. Krabs. Later.
money.
Hmm.
It's literally Squidward, SpongeBob,
But Satyr.
Mr. Krabs.
Money.
Instead of
money,
being
money.
clink 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 with his claws, he's doing clunk 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 with his hooves.
Okay.
Okay, so you've purchased everything. What's your next move?
I believe it's
And that's-
time to find a place to rest.
Oh yeah, I forgot I was supposed to show you a place.
What? You lagged out.
I was supposed to show
Whoa.
us a place to stay.
Yep, I was supposed to show you a place to stay, and we just kind of run off track.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll find it.
Where is the bad part of town, by the way?
Oh, the bad part of town. Let me see
Wisdom
if I
check.
We're in it. I'm just kidding.
Yes, I remember this part specific.
So
Here.
you remember that it's somewhere like northern and eastern sides. It's somewhere like that.
I'll have to warn you. The bad part of this place is northeastern.
Okay. Do you know how frequent crime is over there?
Very frequent.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Alright, if you don't know for sure. Well, alright. Just asking.
Well,
Lead the way, I suppose.
Alrighty.
the inn. We're not going to the bad part of town at night.
Oh, okay, I'll make sure. I gotta change directions, I guess.
Okay, so with the help of Danko, you make your way. This time not down these massive steps, but there's another smaller staircase leading down this upper Wrane area. Just a distance in front of the Iranafa's shop. And so you make your way down, and then there again you see this time crossing the path in front of you, the horse train, and full of people traveling. There's some people that seem to be coming back from work as they are just standing and like hanging on to the wagons, like walls and ceilings, as to not fall off the wagon. Some of them seem to be beginning their partying night on the train, and then it passes by as the hooves continue, the clinking of hooves continue, and then you cross the road and you see again the same massive building of the city hall, and there Danko takes you to the left, and amongst the buildings there's one that stands out. You come across, you find this store with white walls, and above it you see the name The Jealous Angel Inn, and a very beautiful yet subtle element of this particular establishment is that each window has these amazingly beautiful carvings of like angel wings and like halos all around the frames of the
I think-
glass.
I think this is the place you wanted to be at, right, Thaddeus?
Damn.
Sure. Is there a place to park the cart?
There is, yeah, just outside.
Parks cart.
Heck yeah.
Locks the doors.
Fucking beep, beep.
Yeah, but There is the water for the horses. What is it called? Where you tie the horse to? You said it the other day, the other session.
Lead. Oh no, wait.
No, Thaddeus, you said it. You said your town has it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my god, what the
Cow
fuck is
trap?
that called?
No.
Well,
Sounds
anyway.
similar though.
Oh.
Please hold, I will think.
Horse
for a
trough?
moment.
I think it's a trough.
Well, troughs are more for like stuff in barns, but yeah, that's something they can eat and drink out of.
Yeah.
It's a hitching post.
Hitching,
Hitch
yeah. So
post.
there's a hitching post, and there's a source of water, let's just call it, underneath it, but there's no food. So that's one thing to keep on your mind.
Alright.
I'll be sleeping in the cart. You can go inside.
Okie dokie.
Okay, and
You're
so
lucky we're in a city. I'm not allowed to cast magic, Dunkel. I'll just
Mm.
walk away.
What's magic?
Oh my.
you go ahead and you enter the building, and as you do, we will pick up there the next session.
Alright.